So here is the next wealth secret of Dubai that you can use to make yourself wealthy. So as I told you in the first secret, a successful country, a successful group, a successful person is successful because it does not use superstitions. It does not use, or the country do not use beliefs, but the leaders look at what works and make sure that they apply what works. And one of the key principles is if you want people to produce, you need to reward them for production and penalize them for non-production. It's a very important principle that if you make sure that you apply, you'll see that it will work in many areas of, or in all areas of your life. By the way, when you have a piece of truth, something that works, if it doesn't work on all areas of life, it means that it's not as accurate, it's not truth. So the principle that or how they apply the principle, the first way that they apply it is that there is no income tax for individuals in Dubai, which means whatever you produce goes to you. If, for example, you have 50% income tax, or the overall tax that you pay in a country is 50%, it means that 6 months of the year you work for free. In Dubai, you work for yourself. You get all the money. Now, how do they make money? How the country actually cover the cost of the infrastructure? Because usually tax should be used to create the infrastructure so you can make more money. And how they do that? They use VAT. And VAT is basically a tax that you pay when you want to purchase. So you make money, and when you want to purchase things, you pay something to the government. But unlike in most companies, that the VAT is 2 and sometimes 3 digits. And when I say 3 digits, I mean, let's say 12.5 or something like that. Not above 100 or 100 or more. What's the difference in Dubai? Unlike all or most of the countries, the VAT is only 5%. Imagine what does it mean if the VAT is 18%, like in South Africa, I think it's 18% or something like that, or in Israel or in other places. You'll see that instead of 18%, which makes the product very expensive, which makes the business owner hard to sell because the product becomes very expensive, the cost of living becomes very expensive, it's only 5%. Which means that the country must manage the money that they receive from the citizens with care. And Dubai manage the money that they receive from the citizens with care, which means they don't spend it on those that don't produce. It's really interesting. Now, if you have a business, up to more or less, I think it is $30,000 per month. If you earn up to $30,000 per month, you don't pay any income tax as a company. And anything above that, you pay 9%. Which makes sense. If you make a lot of money, you're using more of the infrastructure of the country, and it makes sense to pay some tax, but you don't pay 30%, 40%, 50%, you pay 9%. It's totally logical. However, some companies pay more. And those companies are companies that using the natural resources of the country. For example, an oil company will pay much more tax than a normal company like my company or your company. So the whole viewpoint is, how can we make the producer become even more productive? And how can we actually force the non-producers to produce? Why? The only reason a person produces anything is because it has a necessity level. There is a demand for production. Without demand for production, you will not produce. If everyone gives you money, if everyone gives you handout, if you don't work, you get non-employment. If you don't work, or you are poor little thing and everyone needs to help you, that's actually create useless people. But if the environment has a very high demand for production, everyone have no choice and they produce, and the magic is that you are as happy as you are productive. If you are not happy, it is simply because you are not productive. And in Dubai, they understand the principles, they do that. And I can tell you, I've been there twice already, and I've spent many hours. I spent probably 2 weeks with all kinds of people, and they're happy and they love their leaders. And why are they happy? Why they're so amazingly excited to work and to produce? Because they somehow know that if you produce, for as long as you are producing, you are happy, and when you stop producing, you are unhappy. Look at the person that retired, and you'll see that they are dying very quickly, very shortly after they're retired, because happiness is prerequisite for success, is prerequisite for life, and happiness you get by producing, by overcoming barriers, not by sitting at home and hoping for the government to give you something. That's the second secret for the way that Dubai created such a wealth, how they took a desert and in 50 years brought about a country, or brought about a place that is so rich, and not only rich, safe, and people are actually happy. I'll see you with the next secret, and you will see. If you will look, how do you apply those secrets to yourself? How do you actually make sure that you reward people around you that are productive? How do you reward yourself for being productive? And how do you never give handouts? Because you actually damage those people that you give handout to. It's not help to give something without return. It's actually a disaster. You want to help someone? Help him by all means, but make sure he causatively pay you back somehow. Meir Ezra, see you next time.